The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. Welcome to the show. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. I'm going to turn down my headphones a little bit. It's a little loud. Welcome to the show, you guys. It's Nikki Glaser. It's Monday. Joining us today on this special episode is Anya Marina from New York. Noah is in Arizona, which is also a city in Arizona. We found that out from Brian Fandy last week.
Yes.
And today, from the streets of Brooklyn, walking his carry-on luggage with a cigarette in his mouth and a tie around his neck. He's wearing the same outfit he wore last night. I don't even know that he changed out of it because his tie is still tied professionally. Like he is a sloppy senator. It is Ian Fidance. Actually, you don't look sloppy at all, Ian. You look great. Hey, Ian Fidance.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
I'm so excited. I wore my suit because I spent a lot of money on it and I'm never taking it off.
Yeah, you went to Jose Banks yesterday, right? Which they used to joke that show you go like and you just get 7 suits and they can all be dish rags. People like on SNL, there was an SNL where like you buy 7 suits and they're like cleaning up spills with them.
What? It's a great suit, god damn it.
Right? Isn't it? You looked fantastic. I wouldn't know the difference between that and a nice suit. Like it looked nice to me. It was great. And you bought a tie, you looked so spiffy. And last night, of course, was the Mark Twain Prize award for humor that was presented to Adam Sandler, and it was in Washington, D.C. My boyfriend Chris Convey was the showrunner for it, so I got a special invite to go watch it. I didn't have to do any work. I didn't have to present or do anything. Not that they asked me, but it was nice to have the night off and just go to an event. And I had a +1, and I was
Why
like,
did you
who am I
choose
gonna
Ian?
take?
Why was Ian chosen?
Great question. Well, I was like,
Frank,
do I ask?
Hold on.
I knew Anya would. Yeah, do you want to answer why you think I chose you?
Well, can you not frame it in a why would you choose Ian?
Yeah, there was a
say
little
why
bit of a
would.
judgment. Yeah, why would?
She said, "Why judge?"
Why the fuck did you choose Ian?
Well, Nikki has a lot of friends. I would like
That
to
is
know
true.
why.
A lot more famous friends. No. No, I don't actually. And you, it's an interesting story how Ian came to even go to this because first of all, he's one of the first people I thought of because I was like, okay, it was last minute. It's in DC. I was going to have to like probably get I was probably going to fly my friend there, put them up. And so I was thinking of people from New York that wanted to go. And then I was like, there's no one really in New York that I definitely want to go to this with me. And it would be kind of like, I don't know. And then I see, it's almost like my phone read my mind. Ian put up a post that he was like in Arlington, Virginia, D.C. all weekend.
Oh.
And I saw his shows were until Saturday. And I texted him, I go, are you in D.C. on Sunday? He's like, I go back Saturday. And I go, what about Sunday? You go with me, the Mark Twain Prize for humor for Adam Sandler at the Kennedy Center. And he was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. And then I was like, I had to ask Chris, like, because Chris was like, do you think you have a friend that would want to go? And I was like, I have a friend that wants to go. Can he go? And he's like, let me make sure. So it was a little bit of waiting. And then I finally said, yes, Ian, you're going with me. And he was like, I don't know, man. And then he tried to back out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And
100%.
I want to like read our conversation because it was an interesting. I think a lot of people can learn from this.
Oh my God.
I think it's a good life lesson.
This is a HIPAA violation.
Nikki's your therapist. Dr.
So you have a
Glaser, you
cane?
can't.
This does feel
this is a
invasive,
violation.
but no, I think people are going to learn from this. Okay, I said,
for it.
I go, Chris said it's looking good, and he goes, ooh. And then I said, and then a couple hours later, I said, you're good to go, but the red carpet can't happen. I'm sorry, I could barely get on it. He said, LOL, so what do I do, sit in a cage? I said, I totally get if you don't want to go, but I think it'll be fun. We have good seats, really good seats. You got to go. He goes, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm kind of feeling anxious about it, about being alone with like a ton of celebrities and people I've grown up watching. And I'm just some guy who no one knows, LOL. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to be a needy friend, LOL. I think we all relate to that feeling,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of like, I don't
definitely.
want to go because I'm going to be not important there. There's going to be people that are like, I hate going to these things. I always feel smaller. I always feel, even when I went to the Critics' Choice Awards and I was nominated, I was like, why am I here? Everyone's a big star. Also, this is all like fake and who cares? And it depressed me. So I get it. And I used to get invited to this shit all the time when Amy started becoming super duper famous. She would invite me to premieres of stuff, and it was overwhelming. I didn't have like nice clothes. I didn't have stylists. I didn't have hair and makeup. And I was just like, I can't go to these events. I can't like mingle with LeBron James and Goldie Hawn and all these people that I met through there. But I always went because I knew that I would regret not going more than anything that could happen. And so I wrote to Ian. I said, okay, but why would you turn this fun down? I said, because you don't deserve to be around them. He said, LOL, yes. I said, and this is the moment. I said, okay, well then don't blame anyone but yourself when you aren't as successful as you want to be.
Ooh.
Boom. Truth dropped. Bomb.
Mic drop.
Like, it's true. Because I go, okay, well, you know what? I'm never going to listen to Ian bitch about anything about his career ever if he's turning down this huge opportunity to be amongst the people that he should be amongst, you know? And by the way, if you get invited to something, unless you're sneaking in and jumping a fence and posing as a cater waiter to like get in, you deserve to be there. You got an invite. So by means of me inviting you equals you deserve to be there. Ian is dancing right now as he finishes his cigarette. The last man in America who smokes.
Yeah. And I'm not going to stop.
We don't want you to.
Nikki's coughing because she has your second.
I know, it's like, it's like coming through the Zoom. That connection's perfect. So, yeah, I mean, we all relate to this feeling, but it really did make me realize, and I was talking to myself too, like, I can't bitch about things that don't happen for me when I don't audition I get auditions and then I don't do it. Or I turn down things, or I just like pussy out of stuff because so much of this career is doing stuff you're scared of. And you were scared, so it means run into it.
What was it like to get that text, Ian? Like, what range of emotions were you feeling?
I'd love to hang with Nick. That's a good time. But I don't know. It's like all these celebrities, and I've like worshipped Sandler and his friends and seen all their movies, and I know all these guys, and I just always feel less than when I'm not comfortable, especially like with industry people where like I can't be friends with like agents or bookers because I feel like it's like, yeah, ultimately I like want something from you and I don't want to be friends with someone if there's that like thing in my mind. So I didn't want to be a guy
what
that
about
was
Attell?
just like,
you go on the road with Attell. There had to be a moment
but
where
he's
you
like
were intimidated by Attell and were like, he asked you to hang out and you were like, I don't want to. It's going to be too weird. And look at you now, you know, like.
Yeah. No,
you have to get over that.
He started calling me and was like, hey, you want to go eat? And I was like, I don't think I should. I don't deserve, you know, and then it's like, whatever. But obviously, like, everyone, not just people in our, you know, industry can get in their own way. And I think, like, I'll let anxiety and fear and future tripping get in the way of, like, all I had to do was go and just have a fun time. It wasn't, like, I wasn't, like, going there to try to get something out of it. Mm-mm. Like, it was just a thing to, like, dude, I'm going to go and have fun. But I was just nervous about being, like, alone or, like, you know, everybody knows and loves you. And then I would just stand there like, hello. Like, my joke was, like, going up to people and being like, hi, yes, I have a podcast. You know, like, yes, please interview me.
But there's kind of something nice about, like, everyone, if you looked around, there was maybe 0.02% of people were famous in that 0.2% of people in that thousands of people were actually there was no one recognizable. So it wasn't like you were at the Oscars at the exclusive after party. Most people were not comedians. It was like Washington DC types. I don't even know, there was a lot of seat fillers.
And the people that I talked to that were like famous or whatever were like kind to me and nice, and it was like totally fine. I just always feel weird being around people that I don't know, let alone people that I know about that they
I know and it just makes it pains me to hear that because I relate to it, but I'm also like, this is going to stand in your way so much to be successful because you have to be delusional. If we learned anything last night from the Mark Twain Prize for Humor for Adam Sandler, let me just tell you what it is. Adam Sandler is as successful as he is because A, he works hard, but a B, which is a huge B, like almost as big as A, he had confidence. Why did he have
Yeah.
confidence? Because his whole family, he was never bullied by any of he had brothers and sisters. They all showered him with like, you are the best. His mom still says like, you're the best shortstop that ever could have been. He doesn't play baseball. And she's like, well, you just didn't practice enough. You could have been. You could be anything you want to be if you practice hard enough. And he was instilled with that. He said, I mean, it was the theme throughout the night. And then he finally gets on stage at the end of the night. And you'll see this on CNN on Sunday. If you watch the Mark Twain, it's so good. But if you watch it, he pretty much gets to the end of it and he delivers his speech after all these people have made fun of like, this guy got so far with no talent and like just doing like shooby-dooby-doo and like, you know, like just being a goofball and wearing basketball shorts and not trying. But it's like he had confidence. And he even said it. He was like, my brother would be like, you're the funniest guy ever. You need to do comedy. His brother went to go see him for the first time do comedy. And he bombed. He was like, I think I bombed. And his brother was like, no, you killed, man. He goes, oh, I guess I killed. And his brother like convinced him he killed. So he was able to go do it again. And if you don't have that in your life, which most people don't, you got to fucking find a way to get that delusional kind of confidence. And most comedians do have it. Your mom gave you a lot of that, Ian. You do have it.
Well, you can't say confidence without saying confidence. And
Wow.
that's my name. And no, I mean, like a big part of everything is fake it till you make it and just act as if. And it's just a difficult thing no matter what
Because
part
Adam
or
Sandler used to
stage.
be that. But I bet Adam Sandler wouldn't blink about getting an invite to these things. And by the way, I would have blinked too. I would have been like, I shouldn't go. But I'm like, if I lived life like Adam Sandler and just said yes to everything and felt like people need to hear what I have to say. And there was some comedian I was reading about recently who, if the crowd didn't laugh, he would be like, they just don't get it. That sucks. They don't get it. Whereas I go, even when they do laugh, I go, I tricked them. They're stupid. But to have the gall of a comedian and be like, if you bomb, to put that on them of like, you guys just don't get me, is a level of sociopathy I do not want to have. But there's a good medium to have of like not thinking that you're tricking everyone because you're not. I mean, that's ridiculous. But also to not be like cocky and but I kind of wish I did have that a little bit of like, but I must. Anyone who Ian's going through the NASA training program to board the space station apparently.
I'm getting into my apartment.
It sounds like you're going through 18 different like air chambers.
He has a metal harness he's clipping on himself.
It does sound like that. I hope you go the way of the Challenger. She
has a lot of confidence in you.
I do.
Yeah,
I really think you could beat it. Those O-rings that weren't attached properly. I think there's something about you being on board. It'll fix it.
I hope you go the way of Sally Ride and shit yourself and then kill yourself later. Anyway,
But Ian, did that text from Nikki inspire you to go? Did it turn you around
Did my
immediately?
bullying make you go?
yeah. And I like talked to some friends and stuff. Like I was with Racine and I was like, dude, I just feel like
Mike
weird.
Racine.
Like I don't belong, you know, like I don't.
Racine.
Like I feel like a weirdo. I don't ever want to be like a try-hard or like a guy
you, Mike.
that like inserts myself into things that I don't
Just
belong. And I just I don't know. But it was nice
that
to
would
have
be insane
support.
if you were like I asked
But
you to
also,
go.
it's
It
not
was
that
almost insulting
serious.
to me.
I like it's not that serious. I can make a mountain out of a molehill, and I could be like,
Yes.
"This is let me overthink everything." And it was like, no, I just got out of my way. I was
Okay,
like, you know
so
what?
then
I'm
Ian,
gonna fucking have fun. You know,
he
Let's go
decides
have
to go
fun.
and he embraces it. He goes out and gets a suit. I fucking loved him for it. He gets me a thank you card. He got me flowers. He comes in. He gets a cigarette case. He gets a little cigarette extender thing that they wear in the 1920s. That like you so you can smoke a cigarette and it like comes out of your mouth
earlier.
And then oh, he was. I didn't even see that. And then he also got a cane, a new cane called a Pippi cane because the cat's name was Pippi or something. There's a cat head on
and
it.
it's got a cat on it.
He was
I
telling
know,
that
it
story all
looks so
night.
cool.
No one cared.
Hey, this kitten has
Hip down,
claws.
lady. No, Ian looked fucking great and was just such a good sport and came in and was like, he came to my hotel room. Chris was staying at the Four Seasons, which was so nice. By the way, I saw Jennifer Aniston as I was checking in yesterday. I thought this was going to be the weekend I met Jennifer Aniston. It's been a big build up. This is like one of my last celebrities on my, Obama and Jennifer Aniston are like the two left that I'm like, those are my biggies. And I thought this was going to be the weekend. It wasn't, but I did see her in the flesh for the first time, both at the awards, but also walking into I went to go get Starbucks and I was coming back to the Four Seasons and she was coming in and I saw her like, she had her bag on the ground by the valet and she was like looking through it and I saw her gorgeous golden locks. And then she stood up and she was a tiny person. She was like 5'1". She's very, very short.
That
and
makes
I was
me
shocked
feel
by
good
that.
to hear because
Why?
so many like actors and like bigger like movie stars and stuff are short, and I'm a
Yes.
short guy, so that feels good.
That does
You
feel
know?
good. She's a woman though, so it kind of works. But
Oh,
I'm kidding. People are gonna be never mind. I won't say what people are gonna say because I'll just let them say it anyway. So I saw Jennifer Aniston, and then I was at the Four Seasons, which was such a nice hotel. It's just like the place. There were paparazzi out front all day because there was a sports team there the night before. There was a basketball team, a bunch of famous people, and then what are you laughing at?
no, it was funny because at the end of the night we were hanging out and there was some sports team checking in, and Nikki was sticking her face through like this gap in the wall and was like, "What sport are you? What sport are you?"
Because we were like, are they a basketball team or a hunting team?
Yeah, we didn't
or
know. We didn't know.
a football team, but it's clearly football is
It
not
was
in
great.
season, and there were no black guys, so it is a hockey team,
Yeah.
100%. So I just kept yelling, "What sport?" And you couldn't see me; my head was like through the slats. There was like
It was
this
great.
big slatted wall that separated the bar and restaurant from the hotel lobby. So anyway, I've got to go to break, but I'm going to talk about how Ian came in like a wrecking ball to my hotel room. And then we have a story of the aftermath. Ian, it's so funny. And we'll talk about our night and all the celebrities we saw. It was so exciting when we get back right after this with Ian Fidance. All right, we're back with Ian Fidance from the hit podcast Be and Ian. He also has a Patreon for that show. Or no, sorry, what is it called?
Be an Ian with Jordan.
With Jordan, Be and Ian with Jordan. Oh my gosh, Jordan is
Yes.
so freaking funny. What's Jordan's last name again?
Yeah. Jensen.
Jensen. I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Love
said it at the
her.
same time as you.
Yeah.
She is so
She's great.
funny. And
I'm attracted to her.
Me too.
Right?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
She was raised
dude,
by
she's
two
like-
women, and she just has,
Yeah.
and she's straight.
She has a masculine quality.
but she just has this
Mhm.
confidence, and like I love her eyes, I love her
Yes.
face.
Oh my god.
Maybe
Yeah,
because
you
we
kinda
look
like
alike.
her. You look
Yeah.
like her. That's it. Oh my god.
But she's just, I think she's so pretty and just has a cool vibe.
She's so cool. I haven't met her in person yet. I saw her at the Cellar one time, and obviously I knew who she was, but I was almost like intimidated to say hi. She
Dude,
was at the back
she's
table.
The fucking best. We have so much fun together, and we're like best friends anyway. So like we both had off last week, like one night,
Yeah.
and we were podcasting Monday, podcasting Wednesday, and we were both off Tuesday night. So we went and saw a movie together.
What'd you see?
Scream.
And did ya?
It was a movie.
Did you guys?
No, I'm kidding.
Just
I liked it. It was good. It was a fun romp at the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
haven't
good.
seen Scream since Scream 2, I think.
Oh, you got to.
same.
They're fun. It's a fun little series.
It was such a good movie when Jada Pinkett Smith gets a fucking knife through the head when she's in the bathroom. She's the first one killed, I think, in that movie. No, Drew Barrymore was, who we saw last night. Okay, so we're back. Check out
Yeah.
Be and Ian with Jordan, his podcast, and he's so funny. He was a perfect date to have because Ian is this person that he's so comical looking. He's such a cool looking guy. But he also looks funny and nice and approachable, and he is all those things. So he's a perfect date. I chose Ian mainly because I remember Gad Elmaleh. How do you say his last name?
How could we forget Elmo?
Gad Elmaleh.
Gad,
Elmaleh.
God,
Yes.
God, nah,
Yes.
give a shit.
Nikki.
Remember Remember Gad was obsessed with you? I just always remember he was like, who
Oh,
is this
yeah.
man? I'm fascinated by him. He should be a star.
obsessed
I just
with
think that
you.
celebrities are like obsessed with Ian. Like, I just knew he would be someone that would be like flashy and everyone would. And I even heard people at the after party going, and the guy in the mustache apparently is. And then I like didn't stay, but I heard someone be like, and the guy in the mustache with the cane. Like, they were like, everyone was loving you. Every time you would walk away, people would be like, is the cane a prop or does he really need it? I was like, he was hit by a car 3 years ago, so he kind of needed it at first, and now it's more of an accessory.
Really? Oh, I thought he was just
Yeah.
peacocking.
Yeah, no, I separated my sacrum from my pelvis and I slipped my L4 and L5. Shout out Dawn, my osteopath. Thank you.
So you're healed again? She really healed you? Your osteopath?
She healed me. And then I gotta go back this week, and then I start physical therapy.
He's just dropping glasses.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's not peacocking either. He needs those for his personality. It's a handicap. Wait, what did we say last night involving handicap that was so funny, Ian? I had a good line about
fuck.
it. Was so good. God damn it.
I don't know. I forget.
Please, God, can we remember? Because it was good enough to write down. Almost. Anyway, we had so many good jokes inside. I was cracking up. And also, Ian's just a great date because it's I have anxiety in those moments too. I was not there working. I don't know if anyone fucking knows who I am. I was just sitting with the general audience. I wasn't like up on the sides with all the celebrities. There was no like VIP pass that I had. Like, I'm friends with David Spade, but
Hey, we were with some celebrities. We were very close
to Wolf Blitzer. He was sitting behind us.
Ow!
The Blitz.
Yeah.
I think he was in it in World War One. Callback to We Know Nothing. So he was sitting behind us, but so Ian comes to my hotel room to get ready. I have already had hair and makeup come to my room. I had a great team, and I'm in my robe, but I'm all done up. I'm like, don't want to get in my dress yet because it's so tight. And Ian comes in, and I thought I got him a hotel room. I thought he was going to like go to his, in a different hotel, but it was like close enough by. I thought he was going to go to his hotel and like get ready and then come meet me like ready. But he comes in with his suitcase and like all of his belongings. Has not checked into his hotel yet. And he comes in, he has to take a shower and he has to like totally get ready. He's immediately after his shower, he's sweating so much. And I was cold because I'm about to be cold all night long. So I blasted the heat a little bit. It was hot, but then I turned it down and you were still sweating all night long. All night long.
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
how long
I
are
have
you
a
two
sweat
together in your hotel room?
problem. But also, you want to go back and read your little text, huh? You said, come to the room and get ready. So I'm thinking it's going to be a get ready part.
I thought it was like finishing touches, like tie the tie. Like I didn't know it would be like take a shower in my boyfriend's hotel room. Probably that too. So he comes in, he has all of his cigarettes laid out on the bed. He's taking his cigarettes out of the pack on our pristine white bed because he has a cigarette case that he got that's a silver case and he wants to take them out of the unsightly so he has a beautiful. So he has all the loose. There's tobacco all over, littered all over my boyfriend's bed. Then he goes and takes a shower, which is fine. Like I didn't care.
I love
then
that.
he's sweating so much he can't get dressed because he can't. And I'm like, I'll blast the AC. I'm so sorry. So I'm doing that. Then he goes in the bathroom and it's getting to the point where it's like, Ian, we gotta go. I guess he's shaving his mustache, and I just hear like him squeal in pain and then start laughing maniacally, like Joker style. And I go, what's going on? And he's got blood coming down his lip, like into his teeth. He cut his lip.
Oh,
and he's bleeding everywhere. And he's like, it's okay, it's okay. And I was like, oh, is it really okay? How are you going to stop that up in 5 minutes? Our Uber's coming. And it was so, because we were laughing so hard because Ian, describe what you thought. Like, it was a hilarious image.
I'm crying right now.
Just the image. I could not imagine a funnier thing than sitting at this prestigious award show at the Kennedy Center for the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, and it's celebrities, a gala event, and the camera goes to Nikki Glaser on CNN, and it pans out, and I'm sitting there smiling with a mouthful of blood just in my teeth, gushing down my chin, like,
With your fucking cane
with my
and your
cane.
long cigarette.
Nobody knows me, and I'm the guy who's bleeding from the mouth. I look like I have a head injury on the red carpet.
You look like a young Mark Twain too. Did
Oh,
anyone say that to you last night? You kind of do.
No, but I'll take it. Thank
Totally
you.
your look.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he stops it up, and then we finally leave, and we go to the event, and it was so
No,
fun.
no.
And, what?
Before we get to the event, we go downstairs and we sit, and we're with David Spade and Chris Rock and Spade's
Ted
assistant.
And
Yeah, who
Ted
was
Serranos.
Who's
Anyone
that?
know who that is? The man who owns Netflix.
Oh,
Really?
Ted.
Mr. Netflix himself. That guy is in charge of Netflix, dude.
Did you bleed on him?
I think it's Soranos or Serranos. But
No, I
no,
didn't
this
Soros
was the
bleed
fucking.
on him.
This was wild. I have to do a thought experiment of what we all would do, okay? Because
Okay.
this is Ian Fidance. I would want no one else to be my date. I asked for this. I just want to know what y'all would do. Okay, so we are sitting with David Spade and Chris Rock, and Ted joins a little bit later, but and David's assistant Heather, who I love, and I could tell Ian's like a little nervous, but he's fine. Like I'm nervous. I'm not usually around Chris Rock. Like it's like I wasn't nervous, but it's like, it was a little bit like, oh my God, and I just watched Chris's special, so I'm telling him about how I feel about that, and we're all just like having fun and chatting, and Ian's fine. And when that's when we realized like we're not gonna be able to eat before this thing, and it's gonna be we're going right to the event. We're about to get an Uber. We're going right to the event. It's gonna be 3.5 hours, and then we're not gonna eat. And Ian's hungry, and so I was like, and I have my bars with me, so I'm gonna be fine. I know that, but because I expect no place to have vegan food. But Ian, I'm like, oh fuck. So I was like, is it okay if Ian has some chips and fries? They had like this little centerpiece of fries and chips that they like brought to all the tables, and they were like, yeah, that's fine. So Ian takes some chips, and it was fine. And then there's this like the shrimp cocktail that is sitting untouched like on the side of the table.
No. Hold on. I gotta stop you.
Okay, please
First of
jump
all,
in, prawn boy.
It was not a shrimp cocktail. These were the largest prawns
Giant.
you've ever seen.
Okay.
I mean,
Giant on
yes,
a
and
mountain
there's probably
of ice.
how many were there? 6?
5.
Okay, 5. And had anyone had one yet?
None.
Okay,
These
so-
motherfuckers had food on the table.
They
No
did?
one's touching it.
Yeah,
They
they
had
were
a
eating
truffle
their
bread. No one's touching that. They got all this food going to waste.
There's all this
Go
food.
ahead.
Okay, there's not all this food. Chris Rock has the Caesar salad. There's like the French fries. Spade has his plate of meat or whatever. And then there's the shrimp cocktail, but it's not being touched. But it seems like it's part of the whole smorgasbord, Like it's gonna be a long. Maybe they're gonna sit there a while. So Ian goes, "Would you guys mind if I had some of the shrimp?" And they go, "Yeah, oh my
No.
God, sure." What did you say?
Spade asked if I wanted the shrimp because
No.
I kept going back for the fries, and he goes, "Here, have some of the shrimp. It's what it's here for." And I go,
Keywords,
"Okay."
some of the shrimp. So Ian, what would you do if you were starving? And it was
Actually,
offered to you.
He said, "Have the shrimp."
No, you can't take it back.
You can't
he
change.
Said listen, he said even if he said have the shrimp, let me just put this to you guys. And you're starving, and you do see a lot of food there. They've already got their main dish. The appetizer maybe arrived with the main dish, so maybe it's like part of it. I don't know. I get appetizers and my main dish together. So Ian is offered the shrimp, right? So he takes it over and puts it in front of himself. If you were Ian, how many shrimp would you have had of those 5 shrimp? If you were not a guest at this table, about to leave in 3 minutes, how many shrimp would you have of these giant prawns?
If Spade told me have the shrimp, I would eat 4 of the existing 5 and then say, "Are you sure I can have all of these?" And then I'd finish off the 5th if I got permission. If he said have some of the shrimp, I'd eat 2 And then probably ask.
I
if could
remember
have
what
the
he
rest.
said because actually Spade has a joke about he sometimes says shrimps instead of shrimp because it's just a funny thing to say to waiters and waitresses to be like, I think I'll have the shrimps, and they go, okay, yeah, you'll have the cocktail shrimp, and he goes, yeah, let's do one of the cocktail shrimps, and he just keeps saying shrimps. So he said that he goes, do you want some shrimps to Ian? I believe that was the phrase. Ian puts it in front of him. I look over within 3 minutes. He's sucking off the last one. He's completely decimated this untouched shrimps appetizer. And I just and I am like a little bit embarrassed because this is my guess that they don't know. And he's just eaten a complete appetizer that they didn't even touch. That it was probably $35. I mean, at least on this menu.
And you're with three of the most powerful people in comedy.
In all of comedy and entertainment.
Well, he gave him a great story.
And I wonder
approve.
why Ian was scared to be around famous people. And he can't trust himself. I mean, I wanted to tell him, hey, Ian, the ocean called. They're running out of shrimp. Like, I wanted to do the fucking classic Seinfeld line because you were stuffing your face like George was at that board meeting when he goes, oh, the jerk store called and they're running out of you. And it was exactly like that. You just had your last shrimp in your mouth. And then so I just thought that was so funny because in no world would I would of course I would want all of them. I would be obsessive about. There's been so many times I've been at dinner and people don't eat all of an appetizer, but because I'm not paying and I'm not a guest, I will not dare eat the. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe we should all be more like Ian. And you can be if you listen to B and Ian.
You know what?
With Jordan.
If you're putting shrimps in front of me, you got to know something. I'm a dirty dick Delaware doozy, and I'm going to eat them all. Okay, it is what it is. And can I also say, they weren't touching them.
No,
they weren't
they
touching
weren't.
the fries.
You weren't
they weren't
wrong.
touching the this.
It wasn't about that though.
You know.
It wasn't about like if they would.
No, you're totally right.
But why
It's
would
an
they order
insane
it if it
person
didn't
move.
seem even good to have one of them? Like you didn't give them a
Because they're
chance.
rich.
Maybe they got it
They
as
didn't
like
get
a
a
complimentary thing from the restaurant.
No, they did
But-
not.
but
There's no
also,
complimentary
Nikki-
shrimps.
Nikki,
There was like
Nikki,
I was trying to spin it. Sorry. No, I'm not done with Ian. I'm not done. Ian, I have a couple more things to call you out on. And don't you all come at
Do
me and
it.
go, Nikki's bullying Ian. I don't want to hear any of that shit.
Do
I'm
it.
so tired of being called out for being mean to boys when all I watch on Instagram
it.
is reels of boys being mean to each other in podcasts and everyone fucking eats it up. I'm giving
Yes.
Ian shit
Do
for some
it. I love
behavioral
it.
things and I can take it back myself. You can give me shit about stuff I do. And I know you're like, no, you can't take it. Well, if I can't, then I can't. But I'm serious. This is coming from love. So Ian,
Hey, and also what Nikki's not telling you is that I thank them and I put the shrimp shells on my fingers and said, would anyone like a back massage? That was totally fine.
and Ted goes, we need to give this guy a development deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
specials, just like Chappelle. This guy has something to say about the trans community. 3 different ways for 3 hours.
He really does.
So I know, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, actually, Ian does have some experience.
Yeah.
That
A
we could
nuanced opinion. Call
really
me, Ted.
does.
We'll go to a shrimp dinner.
Ian's gonna go to Long John Silver's with Ted, talk out their deal. Okay,
Oh, Simpson.
so I can't tell if that's your cane or your cat. Like,
This cat looks severely terrified.
oh my god, that looks like Piano Cat. It looks paralyzed. Okay, so let me just, Ian, I have to
Yes.
just share a couple more things with you
Go,
that I picked
go.
up
I
through the
love
night. So then let's just, okay, so we went to the event. We'll tell you more about that in a bit. But we get back at the end of the night and we're all in this like bar area. And by the way, there is a group of people that include Ben Stiller and Chris Rock, like at the same bar that we're at in the lobby, but we're sitting at a different table. And in that group was also a girl that looked exactly like Jennifer Aniston. So I thought Jennifer Aniston was there, but it wasn't her. It was a doppelganger. But it was so funny because our table didn't see what I saw, which was this girl that looked like Jennifer Aniston. And there were 2, Kaki, Chris's sister, and then Bahar, Curran, Chris's brother's date. Kaki and Bahar were talking about Brad Pitt very loudly. And like, as you would, like in conversation with your girlfriends, like at a bar, it would be, but I'm like, guys, no. I go, no, she's right there. Like, it was like the only, it was so funny that like, And this has happened a lot in my life where I will hear people talk about celebrities that I know next to, and I'm like, you think you can talk about celebrities whenever you want, but there are certain times when those celebrities or the people they've dated is like right next to you. And at the Four Seasons in DC on this specific night, you couldn't talk about celebrities openly. I mean, it was teeming with them. So, but it turned out to not be her.
I kept saying a couple things that I was like, oh, I forgot where I am. Like I told Nikki I was going around going, eyes on Obama. I have eyes on Obama.
Oh, yeah, when we were at the Kennedy Center.
yeah.
And then at one point, oh my God, I would look at Ian and I would just go, nope, don't say it. Because there were just so many times to make really right-wing conservative, like storm the Capitol type jokes where Ian would
like
probably
I wanted to go up to people and be like, hey, hi, I'm Ian Fidance. How are you? 88 million people really voted for Biden. I mean, we're all just going to believe it. Anyway, I have a podcast.
And a cat named Samson.
And you got any shrimps?
It's so funny that there were only 5 or 6.
I mean, it was a shrimp cocktail. It was decorating the side of the dish, but they were hanging out like they were jumbo shrimps. And so I can't stop saying shrimps. It's so funny. So we go back and it's like, I can tell it's like time for Ian to go. My boyfriend is about to arrive and Ian has been with me all night and it's like, we're tired and Ian just ate and I can tell that like Ian's like leg is just moving like he's working a sewing machine. Like it's going up and down so fast. There were so many times during the night I just had to like, and he'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I just want to calm your leg down. So Ian was rearing to go and he's like, I got to go back up to your room to get my suitcase and stuff that he had up there. And I was like, oh great. So I hand him a hotel key and he goes up there and he is up there for so long because I said grab me a protein bar because there was nothing on this menu and I was like, I'm hungry. So he grabs me one, he comes back down and I go, why did it take, I text him, why is it taking you 8 hours to pack? Like what is going on up there? And he's like, I had to pack. And he comes back down and then he leaves and then Chris and I go up to the room. So Chris, let me just say, Ian's gone.
Ian dropped. It's okay.
Oh, he's got to come back for this because it's too funny. And I'm going to send you guys a picture of what I came back to in the room.
Oh my God, I cannot even imagine. More tobacco? It's like tobacco in a heart shape on the bed.
Oh my God, that would be so funny, like a honeymoon suite. And
I
by the
love
way,
that your
Chris
vibe is so easy with him, though. Like, I love that you can give him so much shit and he loves it.
yeah, I mean, he's a goofball, and that's why I love him. Though he's so quirky, but
He's happy-go-lucky. That's like what I
Yes.
imagine when I hear that term.
Yes.
And I've always wanted to have a brother like this, like so we could like talk shit to each other a little bit, like just even saying, "What are you doing up there for so long?" Like I don't have a relationship like that with anyone.
Oh, I have a
Right.
relationship with that with literally everyone in my
Everyone.
life. There's no one I wouldn't go like, what are you doing up there? Like, come on. I mean, it's the way my dad talks. I just hear my dad constantly being judgmental and like, what are you taking so long? And I go, where did I get my judgmental, like impatient bitch mode from? Daddy's girl.
Daddy.
But yeah, it's like it was getting to the point where it was like, what could he be doing up there? It was like really a long time. And so, and by the way, Chris is not like a fan of smoking or tobacco products. So there was a point when there was tobacco in the bed that I was like, let's clean up all of this so it's not like sitting here all night. And so I got it off the bed and I go back upstairs with Chris. And by the way, Chris has probably slept 4 hours in the past week working on the show. And he is about to only get 45 minutes of sleep before he has to get on a plane tomorrow
Right.
to go start
wow.
editing this because he has to deliver it on Friday and it's a huge edit job. And we are watching Ian zip his pants. Okay.
Is that
welcome
your dick?
back.
It started with your penis.
Sorry.
I thought you were doing a bit, dude.
Sorry.
Literally, the camera
Sorry.
came back on and Ian is zipping up his pants.
Oh God. I'm so
I'm glad you got whatever that was done.
It was a prawn.
My phone shut off.
Yeah, that'd be
My phone
hilarious.
shut off
if-
because it overheated, and then I went to the bathroom and I ran out. to,
Oh, I
like,
know
get my
exactly
phone
what
back
you did.
on.
I know how
Sorry,
you live,
sorry.
man. So thank you. Welcome back to the show. So I was just saying you were, on you had gone up there. You had taken a long time. We go back up, and Chris literally has 45 minutes to fall asleep before he has to get up and start writing in notes, and then take his flight back to LA to start editing. He has no time. So we get there, and I go in the bathroom, and I'm washing my face. and I'm getting ready for bed, and Chris is kind of like, packing up stuff in the room. And I look in the trash, and I'm just going to send you a picture of what I see in the trash, okay? And this is at the Four Seasons, by the way, which is like the nicest hotel you could stay at. This is what Ian has placed in the trash. And I just want to know, like, if you had to dispose of this product or like this bag of things, like, do you think I'm sending it to you too, Ian, so you can see what you left.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Okay,
so
just came in.
I don't even know
what in the world?
like.
What is it?
It's a giant bag of like cigarettes and other things in like a bag, but you placed it on top of the trash, almost like on the very top. So I get in and I'm like, Chris, there's like I go, I just want you to know I'm not smoking Marlboro Reds. This is Ian. You didn't even try to like tuck it in the trash. Like, I guess I'm just running through what I would do, which is like hide my disgusting, smelly tobacco, but you did put it in a Ziploc bag, which I appreciate.
It's trash.
It looks sanitary.
But you
Trash.
placed
What
it
are you
on
supposed
top
to
like
do?
it was a
Put
Christmas
it
display.
It does look like a
I threw it in
beautiful
there.
display.
And also, did you notice I hid the towels with my blood on it?
I'm getting to that, mister. I'm getting to that. So bad.
No.
So I was just like, I go, Chris, I'm sorry he didn't tuck it more in, because it's like a beautiful hotel and there's just like this white trash sticking out of the trash. It's like the most. I was like, that fucking hillbilly, and he goes, did you just call him a hillbilly? And I was like, yes, this is a fucking hillbilly moment. So then we go to bed, and Chris sleeps for 45 minutes. I don't even sleep in the time that he's sleeping, so I'm awake the whole time. I hear his alarm go off. He gets up, and he just wants to take a hot shower before he gets on the plane.
Oh, no.
And he just comes back and he goes, hey, did Ian like shower here? And I was like, yeah, he did. And he goes, yeah, there's no towels left.
Oh no.
So he had no towels. And then I go, babe, I'm so sorry. You can use the bathrobe. There's a fresh bathrobe. You could use that. He's like, you know what? I don't even. He wasn't mad at all. He was like, no, it's fine. No, but I was just like, Ian used like 4 towels.
Make yourself at home.
And there's no maid service between when Ian is at my place and we are going to have to use this again. So Ian, but then this morning, Ian, I woke up and I go to the bathroom and I see what Chris has attempted to look for in towels, and there are towels hanging up, and there's 2 of them. And what Chris must have done was look at these towels to see if they were like clean enough or had any like spray tan stains, because he's used to seeing like my spray tan on stuff and like knowing it's dirty. And there was blood all over from when he cut his face. So Chris is just wanting a hot shower in his own hotel room. And like to dry off accordingly, there's only wet towels. There's like 14 packs of Marlboros in the trash, and there's blood all over the towels. It was so funny.
This
I
guy's
was on
a
the toilet.
keeper.
I started laughing so hard. But Chris did not give a shit. I was just like, that fucking hillbilly. Bleeding and sweating all over towels. It was so funny, Ian.
That prawning tobacco.
I didn't even get until the after party. I know, Ian, you have to go. But we go to
It's all right. Keep going.
We go to the after party, and Ian. And it was like delicious food at the after party. There are shrimp cocktails at the after party. How many did Ian have, and how many shrimps were on each one? 4. How many shrimp cocktails did Ian have? 4. So Ian had.
No, I had 6. I went back.
So you had 24 shrimp after
Plus
the ceremony,
6.
plus 6 gigantic ones.
30 prawns.
Oh my god!
I had
The documentary
4 crab
Seaspiracy is about you. What the fuck, man? Our oceans are being depleted.
You're part of the problem, Ian.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
But we were laughing so hard because he would like double hand. You know how sometimes people get like 2 drinks for someone and they'll put like 2 like champagne glasses, because that's what they were in, was like kind of not champagne but like margarita glasses. So he was holding it like a waiter going, but he had like 2 in each hand, and he kept pretending that he had a friend. Meanwhile, the only thing I could eat there was this slaw, this like mango cucumber slaw, and I was holding down our seats, and I was like, I could really go for some more slaw. Ian goes to go get some more food, brings back no slaw, brings back 25 shrimps. It was so funny. Oh my God. You like did you he posted a picture today of him on the toilet. He sends it to me being like, is that after I've sent him all these Getty images of us looking like so dapper as fuck on the red carpet, which by the way, he did get to walk in the end. It was awesome. And they were like, and we had such a good time doing that. The photographers loved you. Like there was this, there's this all like group of photogs just you go over here. But they were cracking up at us. It was like I felt like we were doing our pitch for like our sitcom. Like what the posters would be.
Yanni and Laurel.
Yanni and Laurel. Oh my God, Laurel and Yanni.
I was using my cane as a guitar.
Yes.
And then like spinning around. And you know how when on the red carpet when they go, who are you wearing? Where'd you get your suit? I swear to God, they were going, where'd you get the cane? Well, tell us about the cane.
They were.
And I'm going, well, it's a Pippi cane. I got it from Georgetown Tobacco.
And if you see on Getty Image, there is a close-up of Ian's cane. They just did a real close-up of the Pippi cane.
No way.
Yes. Because sometimes they do that on like, there's one on my like bracelet. There's one on my shoes. But there's cane pervs out there. Wait, let's talk about when you went out to go have a cigarette after we did the red carpet, and there were so many fans out there waiting for the rival celebrities. And I thought we were just going out because I was just joining him for his post carpet sig, and there were like a ton of people being like, Nikki, come take a picture. It was all these like cute fans, and like they're just comedy fans, and they were waiting for Aniston, but they were throwing me a bone. But then there was one group of guys that go Ian Fidance, and I was like, hell yeah, and they knew Ian, and so then Ian goes and has a cigarette. And then on the way back in, Ian was like, I'm going to go give some love to this guy over here that shouted, because they're behind a barricade and they're kind of like quarantined off. So Ian's like, I'm going to go over to allow them to take a picture with me because they were excited to see him, which is the right thing to do. So what happened, Ian?
Well, so I decided you could go straight into the building, or you could go this way and over to be around the people in the barricade.
Right. You were going to give them a photo op.
I was going to do some selfies, the people want to be, it makes people feel good. So I went over and I see all of them looking at me. And now I'm headed into the building, and behind us is the red carpet where the limos and the expedition show up. So I go over and they're all looking at me, and I wave. And this is a group of people that were going, Ian Fidance. So I'm like, oh my God, oh, please. And they go, there he is. And I go, hey guys. And they completely ignored me and were looking at the person who arrived behind me.
There he is. They thought Ian was like, here I am. And they were like, no more. And that is exactly why I wanted to get the fuck out of there, because I knew famous people were going to roll up and we were going to feel small as fuck. Yep. But we were the only people there at the time, so they were like so excited for us. And then we went into the event and we watched it, and it was so freaking good. We were like, feet away. We were fifth row. We got to see
it was amazing.
Chris Rock, Conan O'Brien, Rob Schneider, Ben Stiller, Steve Buscemi,
Louise Guzman, Aniston, Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, and many more. I think we're missing his mom. Adam's mom did a thing. Adam's wife did a thing. I mean, it just, if you want to feel bad about your relationship, and like Idina Menzel, Adele Nazim, as John Travolta calls her. If you want to feel bad about your own relationship, listen to the love story of Adam and his wife on the Mark Twain Prize Award for Humor on Sunday night. Like, it is like, I was just sitting there And I, even after the show, I asked a few other people, like, were you comparing your own relationship to theirs? And everyone's like, yes. And it was like, oh God. It's like watching a rom-com where you're just like, now you know where he kind of like gets the, what are you doing?
What is happening?
Oh, he's eating kale bites? Or did you get kale bites?
No, I got egg white and roasted red pepper bites.
Oh yeah, those are good. Those are good.
My screen is frozen. You guys are frozen.
So you think that you're frozen too? Yes, right. Yes. I know what's going through your head. Ian is.
Yes.
He's starving.
Ian's like a child. You know how like children, if they can't see you, they think you can't see them when they hide. Like they'll hide behind like a tree. So it's like, but you can see them totally. So Ian didn't. Whatever age
my
you learn,
invisibility glasses.
Yes. But we were laughing so hard. I want to throw myself under the bus a little bit because Ian, you caught this moment and we never talked about it more. Remember when I was trying to get us in the VIP lounge and there was that guy I was trying to find? And then I don't, dude, it wasn't racist. I want to say what I did wasn't, I don't remember what people look like. So I met this guy initially who was like, I'll help you get in the VIP area. And I go, let me go get my friends. I go get my friends. I come back and he's not there anymore. But there was a guy that was like there when this guy told me that. And I go, where's that guy that just told me he can get me in the VIP area? And he's like, and that guy's a bestie, by the way. I forget his name, but he is probably listening to this.
Bob.
Was his name Bob?
Yeah, shut up.
Really?
Bob.
Good job remembering it. He hung at the VIP party. He was very nice. I really enjoyed talking to him. And I was so sorry this happened, but he went away and I couldn't find, but I didn't remember, like, I'm not good with faces and it sometimes gets misconstrued as racism because it's just like, so I go, there was a guy that was right here and he goes, oh yeah, he's coming back. So he radioed him. He's like, he's coming back. And in my mind, I was like, I think he was like a black guy. I don't really remember. Like, it just didn't stick. So then I see this black guy coming down the way and I go, oh, there he is. And I like wave at this guy. It's not him, okay? Not at all. And then the guy shows up and what is he, Ian?
Indian.
And I go, is that racist? I think they ever, like, it's, I think all brown people look alike apparently, but it's not that. That's how much I don't care about race is that it doesn't even go in my head that could that be it? Or is it,
she
or
doesn't
am I just
see
like,
color.
I mean, I kind of think that's it. Yes, I'm not kidding you.
Yes, they were dressed alike because they were part of the staff. So everybody was in the same thing. And on top of it, most of the time, every staff member was wearing masks. So you couldn't see shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm totally on your team.
Well,
I mean, I thought it was fucked up when you saw the guy and you go, oh, that's right. That one's riding a magic carpet. I was like, Nikki, that's a bit much. But
I just think it's hilarious that it wasn't like, I just saw, I just remember, I met him and I think my mind must have gone, he does have darker skin tone. I was so urgent about
getting
out
us
of
your
in.
Head. It's the same fucking thing.
If
with
I was in my
every
head about it, I wouldn't admit it on this
all...
podcast. There was nothing about me that was like, I think he's less than, or I see them all as the same. It was just funny to me that it's not like I misconstrued two black people, because whenever that happens, I beat myself up so much. One time I tipped a girl $100 who was not helping us at all. I pulled her $100 after the show, and everyone was like, this happens to me with white people too. And maybe it doesn't because I'm maybe more familiar with white people because I'm surrounded by them more. I don't know. Maybe I do have a subconscious it's not like I think they're less than because I can't always, it doesn't, whatever it is, I'm not meaning to do this. And I think that there's something to be said for me admitting that sometimes I fuck up. But I did one time at the DC Improv, Tom Takar witnessed me give a girl who from behind looked exactly like this other girl. They had the same hairstyle. And I go, hey, thank you so much for this weekend. And I gave her a crisp $100 bill. She did not one time come by our green room. She was not our green room girl. So then I had to go. So then we were walking by black people on the street. He's like, you want to give him $100? somebody like just to be safe, and I was like, fuck you. But you know what? That's my reparations for being such a piece of shit.
Oh, there you go.
I pay people, you know, but I felt, but Ian caught it, and I get so embarrassed when I get caught being maybe racist. I get so embarrassed, and so, not that that's like, don't feel sorry for me or anything, but I just get I get really insecure. Like, am I? Do I need to correct this? But it was just like, I can't help that I don't really look at faces sometimes, or I can't help that even maybe I do have that sort of like confusion because I didn't grow up around Black people as much. So, and I feel like Black people and Asian people feel the same way about white people a lot of times. I've heard that they also think we all look alike. Is that true? Not that I'm saying that I think they all do.
I got a friend here who's Asian. I'll ask Rob. I gotta ask. Do you think all white people look alike?
Like, do you think some white people look alike?
Ever? Do you get them confused?
What did he say?
What did he say?
He said not really, but he was.
No, but is he Asian American? Like, did he grow up in America? And like, so he's been surrounded by white people forever. I'm saying, like, I'm not surrounded by Asian people all the time. I'm not, like, I haven't been exposed enough to, and that's my fault. I got to put myself in more situations. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know? So thank you for doing that case study. Do you got to get to your podcast?
Yes.
All right. Well, we got to go to break anyway. We'll say goodbye to you.
But
Thank
I would
you.
like to stay.
Is there anything you would like to leave us with before we leave? Any other final? Do you want to call me out for any hilarious things? I mean, I called you out many times.
No, I'm a good person. And so I just want to say, you know, life is like a party you're not invited to. You're not there for a long time, and while you're there, eat up all the shrimps you can. Okay. Be an Ian with Jordan. Patreon.com/Be an Ian Pod. Nick, I love you. I couldn't have had a better.
You
time
were
with
such a
better
good date.
person.
I love you.
And honestly, man, I am such a diehard Sandler.
Oh my God!
Like,
you went and saw Jack and Jill in the theaters twice.
Like,
so he was like, it was the perfect person to ask.
I saw Jack and Jill in theaters twice. I've seen The Cobbler 3 times. Like,
I don't even know what that
Sandler
is.
shaped who I am as a person with comedy, how I view my friendships, how I view just treating people. His ability to be sincere and funny and cute and heartfelt, but also silly, like really shaped my ethos with comedy. So to be there for that was like
awesome.
It was such a surreal, wonderful moment.
So glad you went.
I can't thank you enough for inviting me, giving me the pep talk. I love you. And I love you both,
all the shrimps.
Anya and Noah.
I love you, Ian.
I wish you all the shrimps. And, you know, I just hope one day you guys will stop being racist. Anyway,
bye,
guys, bye.
Okay, let's go to break and come back with more. And we're going to do Reddit dump after this. All right, we're back. Ian is now is no longer with us. And,
did he die?
From your mouth to no. God love him. What an insane person and so fun. He's the best
so kind.
Option. It's so kind, so fun to be around. Just a hoot. Has so much anxiety that you're not allowed to have any. So it's like he was such a bundle of nerves that it was like it calmed me down, which is a good, maybe a good device. Just bring someone who's more nervous about something than you are.
So nurturing and like, it's okay. Calming his restless leg and
because he kept his leg was jumping and the whole row would shake, and it's really annoying. Like, have you ever been in a seat that's attached to someone who's shaking their leg like
yes,
crazy?
remember the guy on the plane that I was too scared to talk to, and because he was drinking all those whiskeys in a row, and then he was a dick to me.
Yeah, that's too scary. That was I advised you not to do anything, but I just was gently like putting my hand on Ian's leg, and he'd go, I'm sorry, and I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm just letting you be aware of it, like, because it would start up right again, like. He was a dog having his
falling off other people's plates.
The prawn shake. Yeah, he's just trying to loosen up some prawns. So any news from your world this weekend, Anya? Any highlights? Did you get any highlights?
Matt is back. He was at South by Southwest with his band, The Natural Lines. So the end of my time alone happened. It's over.
Oh yeah, you were alone for like 5
love
days.
To be alone. Yeah, but he's home, and it's nice to have him back. And you know, just seemed
you
like
sound thrilled.
Yeah,
it's nice to have him.
It's
back.
great to have him. It's great to be reunited.
Yeah,
no,
I don't have a boyfriend
fun.
right now. It's people keep going like, "How's Chris?" And I go, We have an arrangement now when he is on these jobs. I tell him, you don't need to worry about me at all. If you want to text me and reach out, you can. But like, I don't even want to reach out to you because I know so many people are like, I know his texts are just flooded and he's not getting back to anyone because he is so in the tunnel of work that I don't even want to add to it by being like, good night, babe. So it's just like, he's on the show alone. Like he's out in the wilderness. I don't even, we're not to, like, it's like that Taylor Swift song. It's like, when they ask me if I have a boyfriend, I can still say I don't remember. People are like, how's your boyfriend? I'm like, I have one? I don't remember. Like, I had a little break. It's not like I was like doing anything during that time. I was like not a single lady, but I didn't have to worry about a relationship whatsoever. And he also, because in the past we've gone through these times and it's like he has to steal away and put in more effort. I just like to give him, and the same for me. Like, he always gives me the benefit when I'm going through like a special taping or like a really hard week of work, that I don't have to be girlfriend. I don't need to be like checking in on him. Like, anything that will like cloud this myopic line of tunnel vision towards the end of this show that you're doing, you don't need in your life. So it was really nice to give him that and to both understand each other and be like, because he did the Beauty and the Beast live in November, and I was a little bit like, you weren't around a lot, and so this time I was like, I promise I'm not gonna pull that shit. There's no way even if I do, I'm not gonna let you know. Like, you I don't have a right to, because I'm giving you the license to, like, you don't have to. We're not this. I'm dating someone who cannot give me anything during those weeks. And even if you wanted to, I wouldn't want you to, because I want you to get rest. I don't need you to call me. I'd rather you be sleeping during those times. Take care of yourself. So it was nice to have that understanding.
Last week, because I was proud of myself, because this is the first relationship I've ever been in where it's secure and the guy is like communicating with me plenty, and I'm, I don't have the need to feel anxious or jealous or anything. I'm just like, I'm good. I'm happy alone. Right. He's texting me throughout the day. We're connected. It's nice. Not a lot, just like, how are you? But then the last day, something weird happened, because my last big relationship, which was, as we all know, decades ago, that person would go on tour, and then I would find out later all these horrible things happened.
Like years later, or even some, like, one time I remember I flew to New Zealand, and then he came off the tour bus, and I saw him like walking with all his bandmates. This is the very beginning of your dating, right? Like, you had just kind of barely made it official. Maybe you hadn't made it official, but you in your head thought it was.
I think we had been dating 6 weeks, and I had just maybe moved in with him. It was very rash.
It's real.
But I hadn't talked to him in a while. Anyway, I fly all the way to New Zealand from San Diego. It was like 19 hours all in. And he's getting off the bus, and I see him, and he's all disheveled. And then like he sits down, and I, like, my gut went off, like red alert. And I was like, you didn't, like, nothing bad happened, did it? Last night or something? And he was like, I mean, I'm a guy. I'm going to kiss other girls. And I remember, like, fuck, this is not the relationship I thought it was. This is a bad scene. You have to get out of this. And I was so exhausted after that 19-hour travel day. I just remember thinking, like, this is the moment where you set the scene for what you will accept.
Yes.
And I just remember being like, you're a guy, you're going to kiss other girls? So you kissed other girls? And he was like, I mean, yeah, I'm a guy. I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired. And I just remember, like, I stayed. Because I thought, I was looking at my suitcase and like, I should just get on the plane and fly home. This is bullshit. And I'm like, I'm just too tired. And it was like a fancy tour. It was like a Four Seasons hotel, speaking of Four Seasons. Mm-hmm. And I just stayed for 6 years.
God, how many times in relationships have there's been that moment where, whether it's like they cheat on you or they just say something really shitty, or like, and you have that chance of like, I could get out now and say, I don't tolerate this. But I'm sorry, there's something about when you tolerate it that you kind of give them the green light to, like, treat me like shit. And then they don't respect you because they just gave you a little test. Yep. And you failed it by being weak. And it's like, but that's why there's like this girl in our group of friends a friend of a friend of a friend, and she is like dating a new guy, and it's getting to the point where they might sleep together, and there's nothing official on the table. And she's like, didn't sleep with him yet. They've only hooked up one time. They did hanky panky, but nothing, like no sex. And she's like, I'll probably sleep with him next time. And I don't even know this girl, and I'm telling my friend, tell her not to fuck him. Please, God, for the love of God. She really likes him. She feels like she could be falling in love with him. For the love of God, fight every instinct you have and do not sleep with him. Don't convince yourself that, no, this one's going to be different. He's not going to respect you more after you sleep with him and you have not talked about being exclusive. He's going to think you do this. He's going to subconsciously think you do this with every guy, that you're kind of easy, and he's going to value you less. And know
this
that
can
they're
come off like an encouragement to play a game. It is not to speak for you, Nikki, but this is not like, don't fuck him in order to get XYZ.
Play games,
this is
play Monopoly or Sorry or just anything to keep him from his dick inside you. Because after the dick's inside you, the game is up, man.
It's more like, listen to your true gut feeling. Is it that you're dying to have sex with him so much and you can't wait? Or is it that you're terrified that you'll lose him if you don't have sex with him?
Right. I'll tell you.
For me, it was always the terrified I'll lose him, he'll lose interest. And I'd convince myself, no, I'm just really horny. No, I wasn't really horny. I mean, of course, it was exciting and I was horny, but
yes.
It was also just like, I want him to be my boyfriend. And if, like your joke, where you're like, we women think if we give you things, you'll like us. So we give you this thing.
So we give you stuff like, oh, he wants this. He'll be mad at me if I don't get it. And then he won't like me anymore. And that works for almost everything except actually don't give him gifts. That's another rule in that book.
Yeah. No,
not a rule,
not.
but like, don't give them gifts. They want to win you over. But we're so used to being people pleasers that we cannot put that aside in relationships. And we think that we can like, remember when you were like going to buy that guy a rug that didn't like he was not one of your boyfriend and you were like, oh my God. I remember
I wish
like,
I had that rug back. It was so cool. But you know what? I bought myself one from the same store and it's right here. And it's
good,
so cute.
but you could have two.
I know, it was bigger than this.
And there was a part of you that was like, he's gonna feel nurtured. Like, did you bake him cookies at one point too, or was that a different guy? You booked?
I mean, I've learned a lot. Let me stress that all these relationships are from so long ago, like 3 years.
Yes, and Matt and you are not together because of any of this. You never gave Matt a gift, and when you did, you guys were not together because you tried some of this with Matt, and it did not work, and you guys were not together. Actively.
Nothing worked with my current relationship until I finally started to truly love and respect myself. And that sounds like such a cliche. But yeah, to be like, no, what I really want, if I'm honest, is a relationship.
Yeah.
That's what of course I want to have sex with him and all that stuff. Yes. But like what I really want is a relationship. That's what girls get in their
heads is they're like, but I want sex. I love sex and I deserve it. I'm not going to deprive myself. And it's like, you don't know what you're doing. You can lie to yourself all day about how sex feels good. Go fucking masturbate then. You want to have sex because you think they're going to like you more after it. And also you do want to have it too. But just because you want something does not mean, and I've said this in my special before, people like predicate their whole lives and their whole personalities on like, because I want it. It's like, I want. But Nikki, I want to have sex with him because I want to, because it feels good. I can't be vegan because I like cheese and I like meat. It's like, well, I would also like to murder someone sometimes. There are times where I would like to drive up on the sidewalk and run over someone just to see how it feels on my car, hitting the car and like going boom, boom, boom underneath. It would literally soothe me to sometimes in public slap a child that's crying or just go, shut the fuck up! You're a bad parent. I would love to do it, but I don't because it doesn't work for my life. So these things that always feel good to us, why do we get to do whatever we want when it suits us? There's always an excuse of like, but I want to. Because you know what? That's the fucking paradox of being a person. We talked about this before of like, you're supposed to like nurture yourself and be good to yourself and relax and self-care. But then there's also that like, you gotta never quit in the middle, drive till the end, work hard, passion, like struggle. There's like, we get mixed messaging all the fucking time. So I don't even know what you should do. I'm full of mixed messages myself. But I will
convince ourselves that like, if we have sex with them, then they'll be my boyfriend. And it's so
Yeah.
unfortunately
It
not
never
the case.
happens. And there's always one
Very
girl who's like,
rarely.
we slept together on the first night. Well, that's because your boyfriend likes women who do that. He has a mom that was kind of like ballsy and crazy and kooky. And that like, it's rare that happens. It's like one person out of every audience that I go, have you ever slept with a guy in the first night? Like, there's always one girl that's like, I slept with my husband on the first night. And it's like, okay, so yes, there are anomalies, but by and large, if you're single now and you've been sleeping with guys on the first date or second date or third date or before you have a relationship and you're single, it has not worked for you yet. It hasn't worked for you yet. It hasn't led to a lasting relationship because I'm thinking you want a lasting relationship. So look at the data that you have. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Dada. And say that in bed a
Look
little
at
bit
the
more.
dada.
Okay, final thought. Let's do a couple quick Reddit dumps. This is your Reddit dump. This is your Reddit dump. Okay, so this is to me IRL, for me IRL. To me in real life, for me in real life. It says, dudes will make 0 moves on their crush and then proceed to post this. And then it's like this moody post of like this like anime character smoking a cigarette. And it just says, maybe I'm meant to be lonely. And it's like made me laugh so hard because we've all done things like this. This isn't just a dude thing. But like I would always get so upset that guys didn't like me or like wouldn't make a move. I mean, I would get mad at guys that wouldn't make a move, but I was giving them no indication that it would be okay to make a move. But also you can't get upset when you get rejected, when you haven't put yourself out there, when you haven't accepted the invite to the Mark Twain Prize Award. You can't live in the wreckage of a thing you didn't even do yet. Like you got to take chances.
Would you ever do
Adam
something
Sandler? I was always making the first move, always, which is not a good
Oh,
move
I
to
see,
women,
okay.
for women to do. Women, you're supposed to make a prolonged eye contact, touch them a lot, like give indicators of interest, which I would never do. But there are things women can do to get men to make a move. But men, you gotta just go like, can I kiss you right now? Just ask that. And I know that's awkward. And Adam Sandler, actually, there was an old clip from his stand-up early days last night, and he was like, just ask her. He got advice from his dad. He was like, just ask her out. What's the worst the worst she can say is no. And she was like, get away from me, you ugly freak. And he goes, hey, you didn't follow the rules. Or he says something about like, the worst she could do is not no. It could be like very hurtful. And that's the thing everyone's scared of. Okay, this is from me IRL. It's a tweet from Cultural Savage. I just saw someone say, you didn't make good choices. You had good choices. And I am completely floored. I mean, what a great way to talk about privilege. You didn't make good choices. You had good choices, which is like how I feel about everyone that has anything in the world that you want. It's not because they were better than you and made better choices in life. They had better choices. You were born with shittier parents than them. You were born in a shittier town than them. You were born in a socioeconomic era or time that didn't afford you to have the same opportunities. Don't compare yourself to others because it generally is just about the fucking pussy you came out of and the circumstance. It's nothing you yourself are flawed and are doing wrong. I have a friend I need to send that to. Okay. This is a word of the day. This is a tweet from Susie_Dent. Word of the day is latibulate. Latibulate. 17th century. To hide in a corner in an attempt to escape reality. And then someone said, okay, well, we're bringing that back, obviously. Latibulate. Hide in the corner and attempt to escape reality. I mean, I've never done that before, but I think I kind of wanted to do it last night at times. And then this is
Does
from
it
today.
count if you're doing it under the covers? I do that every day.
Yeah, you do under the covers a lot. What is that about?
My arms get cold and I just don't want them cold.
But sometimes I just prop my phone up on a pillow and then I put them under the covers and then my head is out. I don't like my head to get hot.
Yeah, I have to air it out a lot, but I like to be in my clothes and then I get on top of the bed, but then there's another cover that's very light.
Oh, so you don't go in the bed itself because then it's
like
too
a
much
tent.
bedtime?
It's a cave.
Okay, all right.
It feels so soothing. Try it.
I'm not going to, but because I just get up straight up in bed. I'll get in like what I don't need to not get in bed. Boy, do you not get in bed because you don't want to mess up your covers?
I do it both. Like when it's nighttime and I'm ready to sleep, I do it. But
Don't
I
get in
also
your bed
like
until he's earned it. Until you made him work for it. Until you have a lasting relationship based on honesty and truth with your bed. Okay, today I learned cute aggression, or the urge to squeeze cute animals or babies, is the brain's coping mechanism to temper the onslaught of positive feelings. Because if you find yourself incapacitated by how cute a baby is, so much so that you simply can't take care of it, that baby is going to starve. So if we have that, we want to eat babies because it means that we want to get close to them. And that urge is better than something so cute we don't want to touch it and mess it up. We have more of an urge to squeeze it. So that, because if something was too cute, we'd be like, oh, I'm gonna ruin it and mess it up. And like, I don't want to mess up this perfectly pristine baby. So evolutionarily, we want to like hold things and smother it so that they get more hands-on.
This reminds me of something you posted on Instagram a little while back. And I related to it so much because I feel this way about my cat, Buzzy. And a couple of months ago, or like 6 months ago or so, you posted a video of Luigi on the balcony, and you're like, he's so fucking cute. I just want to murder him.
Yes.
And I want to squeeze my cat to death because I love him so much.
I know. Is it
so
because
that's a
you just wanna,
biological
like,
urge that's good?
Yes, because it makes us want to get close to them, as opposed to like if you love something so much you don't want to touch it because you don't want to mess it up.
Okay.
But do you ever want to squeeze your dog's paws because they're just so like
no,
bite
sometimes
size?
I have to calm
bite
down.
them.
I was doing it with a puppy the other day. I was like, and then I was like, calm down. Like, this is a little too much.
I did it with Forrest the other day, my nephew, and was just like, oh, and I could just feel it was like getting a little too tight, but I was like, I just gotta squeeze some baby juice out of you. Like, I just want to make a glass and chug it. Oh God. So that was interesting. That I think that there's a reason we do that, and it's just so that we won't leave babies alone, and they get so much love and attention. And let me just say, if you are a parent out there, the number one advice I have, if you want your baby to be successful, shower them with confidence. Make them feel that no matter who they are, they can do whatever. Don't have any doubt in them, ever. Even if it's delusional, even if you know that they're not the best at something, convince them they're the best at everything, and you will make a millionaire baby who will take care of you. And all the lack of self-esteem that you have from your parents who did not do that for you.
This is so counterintuitive to like the last generation, which everyone's raising kids that are now like, 12, 13, 14 with new values of like, I'm not going to tell them they're so special all the time because that's bullshit. I'm going to just be realistic. Like, that's great. You did a great job. So you're saying do the opposite.
Oh, absolutely. Make your kid feel that they have the potential to do anything. That, oh, well, if you're not good at that, it's just because you didn't practice enough. That's the secret. It's like instill in them the work ethic, but let them know that is there, because that is actually true. You are capable of anything if you put enough hours to it. And that is what I think I lacked in my life, was like, you either have it or you don't. And the thing is, anything could be gleaned from enough practice. And if kids understand that and are instilled with that belief in themselves, they are unstoppable. And all of my friends who are the biggest mega stars that the biggest names, someone told them that they were the best and they believed it from the get-go. And I sometimes have glimmers of it, but it's something I've had to teach myself, as opposed to it was like just in me. I got it a little bit, but do your kids a favor and just believe in them no matter what. And I'll never be a parent, so I can't do that with any kids. But like, if I can teach you how to parent, not that you would ever take my advice, but that is the number one thing that I would do if I were a parent, is just make my child feel like they can do anything, and that they're the prettiest. And I would say prettiest. Honestly, I know we're not supposed to comment on looks. Strongest, prettiest, most beautiful, all of those things. Lie, 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 lie. And they will be Adam Sandler levels of fame. No. And they're generous but be loving to them. Teach them to love their family and love others, because that was the other thing I learned from Adam Sandler, is that he loves his family and friends so much. He's put them in everything he does. He employs everyone he's ever worked with. And there were people there last night that I met that Adam knew in college, that they just were like friends in the dorm, and like they're still friends. And he's like, Adam still stayed in my life. He was like, I went to all his comedy shows, but like I didn't go the comedy route, but he brought a lot of comedy people with him. But it's just cool that Adam has kept it so in the family. And it was a really beautiful night about family and friends. And speaking of, so glad to have my two friends and doing this podcast today. And Ian Fidance was here too. And he's
You guys looked so happy and
He's
free
so
on the
great.
red carpet. I love those photos.
We were.
I was
That
like,
is always fun.
that's
to
like
do
the
those.
happiest I've ever seen you on the red carpet.
It was a little bit of a lie, but you play it up. You're on the red carpet. You're like, no, we were cracking up. We had a great time. He was twirling that cane around, and I was so happy for him because these Getty images are so expensive. Like, these are not easy to get. To get on that red carpet is not easy. And so when I got him on it, I mean, even me getting on it was a struggle. Chris had to pull a lot of strings. And then, and it was just so great to get him on it. So now he has all these like glamorous pictures of himself, and he looked fucking great. And I'm so happy. And he was great on the show
so cool
today.
that you gave him that pep talk. I mean, that's a very important talk.
Well, I
and
told
love
him
that he took you up on it.
Again, I said, because of what you're saying, when you aren't as successful as you want to be, and I hear you bitching about it outside the cellar, sucking down a Marlboro Red and talking about who got what, I will never listen to you say that again, because you are turning down this opportunity that could make you more successful. And that's what you got to say. Like, you can turn down these chances to be better and to get better, but you better not complain about it because you made your own bed.
But that's why you're a good friend, is a lot of people wouldn't
put a blanket
have
over
the
yourself on
courage
top of it.
to say that, though.
Why? What do you mean?
Because I think most people aren't brave enough to say that. I really do. I think that's what makes you a good friend.
Well,
I don't have a lot of
that's
friends
what makes
like
my
you.
friends good friends, is because they can tolerate hearing the cold hard truth and not think that it means I'm mad at them. Like,
Yeah,
what's
it's said
going to
with
happen?
love.
Like, is he going to be mad at me if I say that? What's bad about what I said? Like, what are you scared? Why wouldn't you say that to a friend? I'm sorry to get into
I
it, but
don't
I'm just wondering.
necessarily feel that way. Like, I might be like, if I got that text from him, I'd be like, oh, that's such a bummer, but okay.
Oh, yeah. I was like, this is bullshit, because he deserves to be there. I invited him, and he's not going because he's scared. Stop doing things because you're scared. That is the number one thing. And if I could give any advice for people who didn't get a lot of encouragement thinking they were the best in the world, when you are scared of something, say yes to it. That is the surest sign that you should do it.
No,
And just suck it up, because no one's ever died of embarrassment. No one's ever died from a feeling, literally ever. It's never happened. A feeling of embarrassment or anxiety has never killed anyone. I know you're going to be like, a heart attack. You're not going to have a fucking heart attack. Just say yes to things that scare you. I do it all the time, including telling a story of when I mixed up an Indian guy and a black guy. And I'm going to be okay. You might cancel me, but I got a home studio. I'm here in St. Louis. I'm going to be fine. And I have my friends and family. And that's what makes me rich in life. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Don't be and just eat all the shrimp.